Just in tonight, a statewide manhunt is finally over for this man. 24-year-old Timothy Dortch Jr. was wanted for the murder of a Lee County man. And within the last hour, U.S. Marshals say they caught him at a motel in Spring Hill, Florida. Now, investigators say Dortch shot and killed 41-year-old Tyrone Morse back on May 11th. It happened during a confrontation on Dwera May Drive in Harlem Heights. Dortch is now heading to the Hernando County jail. He will be booked and charged with second-degree murder. He will eventually be transferred back to Lee County. Brand new details tonight in a double shooting in Fort Myers that sent two people to the hospital late last night. Police now say 27-year-old Bruce Wade and 26-year-old Clara Smith were shot on their front porch along Brook Hill Drive, not far from Veronica Shoemaker Boulevard. And the gunman is still on our streets tonight.
And this is just the latest in what feels like an endless cycle in Fort Myers. Just this month alone, Four in Your Corner has reported on at least 9 shootings in the city of Palms, some of them deadly.
Four in Your Corner, Stephanie Tinoco working to find out what is sparking these cases and what's being done to keep your community safe. Stephanie?
Good evening, Patrick and Amy. After speaking to members of the community, they tell me there really needs to be a revival of hope. And with the growth of Fort Myers, there needs to be a lot more resources invested into these communities to really uproot this crime. Eric Walker and his family live in a Fort Myers community surrounded by violence.
I just have a concern for, stray bullets flying.
And cries for help to escape the crime consuming Fort Myers are only getting louder.
It's getting to a place to where Fort Myers need Fort Myers.
Eric tells me it's no longer shocking to know there have been nearly a dozen shootings just this month in the city he calls home.
I just believe that there's a lot of past hurt, and people who have had revenge are retaliating.
I reached out to Fort Myers police to speak to the chief about their efforts to curb the violence. He wasn't available for an interview, but these shootings seem to keep happening.
The people who are committing these crimes, it's a fairly small group of people who are doing this.
Ted Satong partners with law enforcement as part of his nonprofit Pick Up the Ball to reach young adults in neighborhoods affected by heavy crime. You're telling me people are afraid to speak up because retaliation is real?
Very much so, yes.
He tells me people in the community are too afraid to identify the group putting the city through a cycle of rampant violence.
It's a matter of them wanting to survive, and they know that if they say something to somebody, that can easily be found out, even if it's done in an anonymous way. There's ways to deduce who told.
The type of growth Fort Myers is going through believes a bigger task force is a good place to start.
It's a matter of them wanting to survive, and they know that if they say something to somebody, that can easily be found out, even if it's done in an anonymous way. There's ways to deduce who told.
Now, I also spoke to council member Johnny Streets, who tells me he's actually at a convention in Miami, a crime convention, and has seen a few of Fort Myers police officers there, and he hopes that when he comes back, he'll be able to meet with other members of the community to really put together a solid plan to combat this crime. Reporting live in Fort Myers, Stephanie Tinoco, Fox 4, in your corner.
All right, thank you so much, Stephanie. We want you to join this community conversation. What do you think needs to happen to curb the gun violence going on in Fort Myers? 239-206-FOX4 or email news@fox4now.